Yo, what's good, y'all? So, we got the pedal to the metal in the Wano country right now. So, I thought it might be a little appropriate for us to go over some of the best moments we've had in Wano so far. So, make sure you drop a like on the video, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Let's get this channel up, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. So before we get started, we're going to be ranking these from number 7 to number 1, with number 1 being our favorite. So without wasting any time, our number 7 moment is Jinbei Returns. Yes, this was a huge one. A lot of us in the community were wondering what the hell happened to Jinbei? What's happened to the Sun Pirates? Did they die? I remember a lot of people were speculating that Jinbei would return, but he would be scarred or maimed in some kind of way. A lot of people thought that Jinbei would be a homie when he returned and that he would be completely different from the way he was before. But in reality, no. The Sun Pirates did exactly what they needed to do. They needed to distract and hold off Big Mom long enough so that the Straw Hats could escape. And then they escaped themselves. He actually ended up coming into Wano right on time, right as they were going to invade Onigashima. So perfect timing, Jinbei. And did you see the face of Law and Kid when they realized that Jinbei was joining Luffy's crew? They couldn't be more upset because they know that between them both, they don't have people that strong on their crew. Like, Luffy's crew is incredibly strong. So yeah, thought that was awesome. Number 7, Jinbei Returns. Number 6, Kaido Is A Dragon. Yo, so before we got into Wano, we knew the hype that was built up around Wano. Oda was building the hype up around Wano for years, and we knew that it was based on Japan. A lot of people speculated there would be an Eastern dragon somewhere interwoven within the story of Wano, but we couldn't exactly pin down exactly who or what it would be, right? We speculated we saw dragons in Punk Hazard, but they weren't Eastern dragons, and to be honest, they weren't even strong. Come to find out, as soon as we get to Wano, Luffy had barely even been there yet. I think he got into a fight with a couple of headliners here and there, but we see that Kaido is actually revealed to be the Eastern Dragon, and he is huge. He's bigger than a mother right now, and this man's power is incredible. To see the entire alliance basically themselves after seeing Kaido up close, it really built up the hype around Kaido and Wano. And Oda threw us for a loop here, right? Because even though some of us kind of speculated that Kaido was the dragon, I remember people saying, oh, look at the scale tattoo on his arm, that obviously those are dragon scales, but the scales don't even match the color scheme that he ended up having. And also, the biggest reveal was that Big Mom gave him the fish fruit, the Uo Uo no Mi model Azure dragon. And man, Oda really dipped into his bag with this one, basing it on the legend of a fish that went up the waterfall, and by getting up the waterfall it turned into a dragon. Really, really cool. So yeah, number 6, Kaido Is A Dragon. Moving on, number 5, Kanjiro Is The Traitor. Now, this was a crazy one because ever since we got to Zou, we've been speculating that there was a traitor. Jack was able to get to Zou a little bit too easy, considering Zou is not reachable to most people. It's on the back of Zunisha, it's constantly moving. Most people can't get to Zou, but Jack was able to get to Zou multiple times. So that was weird. We thought it was the monkey that just fell for bribery, but no. When we got to Wano, we realized their plans that the Alliance kept making. The Scabbards would keep making plans and they would keep getting foiled. And it eventually got to the point where we got to the flashback, and even Orochi alluded that maybe there's a traitor in your ranks. Come to find out, before we go to invade Onigashima, the traitor is actually Kanjiro. Kanjiro was the traitor the whole time. Turns out he was an actor, and he comes from a family of actors. and he was actually a part of the Korozumi clan. And because of that, he, like Orochi, was hunted down. His parents were hunted down. So he's been holding a grudge against the Scabbards this whole time. But he takes his acting to another level in the fact that he was actually friends with the Scabbards throughout time. He was actually willing to die in the oil with them during Oden's execution. Talk about taking your acting seriously. Even up until recently, he's still doing things to fulfill his mission. So, number 5, Kanjiro was the traitor. Coming in at number 4, this is a big one, Zorro versus Kaido and Big Mom. Now, nobody saw this coming. Absolutely, I guarantee nobody saw this coming. We know that Oda loves Zorro, and Zorro's fan base is out of this world. I love the fact that both Zorro and Sanji in the Battle of Onigashima were working to get up to the roof. Only Zorro made it up there. Marco actually ended up giving him a ride all the way up to the top, and Zorro made it, barely. But when we saw that Big Mom and Kaido were going to use a combined attack, everybody's mouths dropped, because it's kind of just like, well, y'all are finished. Like, we thought everybody was gathering up there to fight Kaido. Both of them using a combined attack? Oh, y'all are finished. Come to find out, Zorro is the person that's gonna block it? Now, Zorro had already inflicted damage to Kaido prior to that, using Asura, using Oden's sword, and Big Mom had already told Kaido, yo, don't touch that sword's gonna freaking wreck you. Something's weird about that sword. So that was already impressive. Zorro, up until this point in the One Piece story, has one of the most impressive durability feats so far, that in taking Luffy's pain after fighting Moria on Thriller Bark, and didn't even say anything about it. He took it like a champ. So Zorro, we know that Zorro is very durable, but the man took a combined attack from Big Mom and Kaido, from 2 Yonko, and survived. That might be the most impressive durability feat in the story thus far. Now, was all the bones in his body broken? Absolutely. But he was conscious, barely, and he was definitely alive. So shout out to Zorro, man. Number 4, Zorro versus Kaido and Big Mom. Coming in at number 3 is the Samurai's Sacrifice. Remember when the Alliance was lined up on the beach? It was storming, it was rainy. Ashura Doji ended up having a flashback about his comrades who actually took that same step. 20 years earlier, they couldn't wait on the Scabbards to come back, and Ashura Doji tried to stop them, but they sailed across the water to Onigashima and they waged war on Kaido. We didn't realize how sad of this moment was when they actually, they waged war on Kaido with a smile. They yelled the word snatch. The word snatch had been floated around in Wano, throughout, but we didn't realize how important it was. And here, when you see the tears in Ashura's eyes, you realize just how deep and sad of a moment this was. These samurai threw away their lives in an attempt to avenge their former master. So number 3, super sad moment, the Samurai's Sacrifice. Coming in at number 2, we have Killer is Kamazo. This was huge. I remember the One Piece community completely getting turned upside down when this was revealed. Kamazo the Manslayer already had a reputation by the time we got to Wano. We didn't know who it was. People speculated that it could be somebody we know, but nobody, I don't think I saw anywhere, maybe one person speculated that it was Killer. Kid was devastated when he actually saw Kamazo and revealed that, no, Killer, come back to me. Kid was absolutely devastated to the point of tears in Udon prison. And it was in that moment that we realized that the Kid Pirates got absolutely wrecked. When Kaido attacked their alliance meeting, honestly, a lot of us thought it was cool, right? we saw that Apu was the traitor. By the time we got to Wano, we realized that Hawkins had joined. They broke Hawkins' will and he joined. And we saw that Kid was in jail. He would never join, right? And we're like, wow, yep, that matches up with Kid's personality. He would never join someone like Kaido. We didn't realize that Kaido absolutely devastated them. They took his first mate, turned him into what essentially is a drug addict, a smile user, and made him do his bidding. Like, yo, they broke their will really bad, and it was just really sad to see the Kid Pirates in a state like this. So huge reveal. I mean, people were talking about this for weeks. So yeah, number 2 killer is Kamazo, and coming in at number 1, but first we're gonna do an honorable mention here, which is Sanji asked Robin for help. I know we gotta have some comedic relief. This is One Piece, y'all. Remember, we gotta have the comedy. And when Sanji was cornered and trapped by Black Maria, they told him to shout for Robin in order for her to be lured into the trap herself. And to be honest, they never even thought Sanji was gonna do it. They thought, wow, you know, he's way too much of a gentleman. He'd want to protect his comrades. There's no way he's gonna do it. To their surprise, Sanji yelled for Robin immediately. He's like, Robin, save me! Of course, the bigger point to this is not only Robin coming to take on a Flying Six member, but the fact that her crew actually depends on her, thus making Robin's story come almost full circle with the Straw Hats. This is a woman that didn't even want to live by the time she got to Water 7 because she had been hunted down by the world government for so long. Now she has a crew of friends who she loves and that depend on her. So this is a really big deal for Robin as much as it is for Sanji. So a quick little honorable mention, Sanji calls Robin for help. Now, coming in at number 1, we have none other than Roger versus Whitebeard. Absolutely, hands down, the biggest moment in Wano so far. This really, like, what this did to the community, I can't even really put into words. It was ridiculous. To start things off, this was Oden's flashback. It wasn't Roger's flashback, and it wasn't Whitebeard's flashback. This was Oden's flashback. And the things that Oden has seen it really confirms that Oden is indeed the lurking legend in Wano. I mean, what he's witnessed, when we saw Oden take on Roger, Oden actually got dismissed really easy. And we know Oden has Conqueror's Haki. We actually saw him take on Whitebeard a little bit before that, but it wasn't that easy. Yo, Roger, this man completely dismissed this man, sent him flying. And before Oden could even get anywhere close to Roger again, Whitebeard comes flying in with his big ass Bicento blade, and they have their Conqueror's Haki clash. Now, we didn't know that they weren't even going to touch blades. That's how much Conqueror's Haki is coming off of these attacks. We didn't know. Forgive us, Oda. Please forgive us. We had no idea that this is what you had planned for Conqueror's Haki. We saw Luffy and Doflamingo have a Conqueror's Haki clash in Dressrosa, and you know, their legs were still touching. You know what I'm saying? It was cool, but it wasn't this. And this was Oda definitively funny enough, definitively blurring the lines between who's stronger, Roger or Whitebeard. We really don't know. We know that they're in the same tier for a fact. We know that they're in the same tier, but who's stronger? We can't really tell. Obviously, this is before Roger became the Pirate King, and obviously Whitebeard had enough respect for him to let Oden go with him and go on to actually become the Pirate King and find the One Piece. Whitebeard didn't have to do that, but the respect for Roger is real, and clearly in terms of strength, they're at the very least in the same tier. So hands down, the biggest moment in Wano so far. Let me know down in the comment section if I missed anything. Let me know your favorite favorite moments in Wano so far. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you leave a comment telling me exactly if I should do this in the future. I'm thinking maybe this is a part 1. Maybe there'll be a part 2 when Wano is over, and if I should rank any other arcs in One Piece. So make sure to let me know down below. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.